Hey guys, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead, friends and family of the internet. You guys, I have so much to show you. Someone posted a comment and they said, Samantha, did you know that Mother Teresa started an orphanage in Washington, D.C. with Hillary Clinton? I said, this can't be true. This cannot be on my bingo card for 2025. So, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. My name is Samantha. I was an educator by training and a homesteader by choice. And now I feel like I'm an investigative journalist in my midlife, right? So let me tell you what we're going to be talking about today. We're fixing to deep dive how one of Mother Teresa, like if you were going to give an award for service and humanity and peace and love and light, it was going to Mother Teresa, or we thought it was, because this woman started an orphanage with Haiti child stealing Clinton Foundation and Hillary herself. I cannot make this up. I am going to bring receipts for you. On top of that, some of the people that Mother Teresa rubbed shoulders with were also part of the Epstein files. So this is going to get so deep. Get you something to drink, have a seat. You guys know that I've been rocking it with my God baby today. So I did not have time to deep dive each and every one of these rabbit holes that I found. So I just moved them all over to my ex account and was like, we're going to do it together. Let's start here. Let's start with the Obamas. So here's the claim. She, as in the female, supposedly Obama, used loner children as political props to fool the sheeple into supporting the CIA created illusion of the Obama family to make Barry's sedacious and treasonous butt more palatable as a Trojan horse for the New World Order globalists to use him to further destroy America for their Great Reset Agenda 2030. Goals that Hillary was supposed to finish us off with in the Obama Clinton 16-year plan. Get ready because this right
The
here.
chairman of the Obama Foundation just happens to look like your oldest daughter. And his wife, who is a doctor, who is credited with delivering your babies, just happens to look like your youngest daughter. The Obamas aren't blind. And their family and friends, and America's not blind. Somebody has to explain this. It's worthy of an explanation, or you should have got rid of these people. And so, literally, like, distance yourself from them. You got rid of Reverend Wright. You distanced yourself from him. Don't make this man the head of the Obama Foundation if he looks just like your oldest daughter. And just the whole story, I mean, the woman delivers the baby. This woman delivers the baby and looks just like the youngest baby. Somebody.
Yeah. You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does it.
He literally just said Michelle Obama was trans and Obama was gay. Don't forget to pick up your copy of Growing Under a Poisoned Sky. I'll link it. Oh, I'm going to also link the duck fat that I use, the brand that I use in products for you guys. Now, listen, if at all, if anything gets like flagged, it'll still be on my X account and I'll link that in description so you can go look at all this yourself. Okay. Catholic orphanages must be investigated including Boys Town in Nebraska. Now, Boys Town in Nebraska was back in like the 80s and 90s. We're going to get into that. And the Mother Teresa Home for Infant Children, she opened with Hillary January 19th, 1995 in Chevy Chase, Maryland. All right. So it says Epstein was in the same business as Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was a child trafficker who sold babies and made between $50 to $100 million a year, not her whole life. Mother Teresa generated for the Roman Catholic Church between, and I quote, 50 million to $100 million a year for the Vatican. Teresa's connections include Baby Doc Duvet, the Haitian dictator, Charles Keating. Where'd it go? Charles Keating, the criminal of saving and loan, and Robert Maxwell, the father of Jeffrey Epstein's partner in child trafficking, Ghislaine Maxwell. And there is more. Mother Teresa opened the DC toddler home with none other than Hillary Clinton. This orphanage was silently closed in 2012. Sorry, Zelensky, we're not letting Epstein leave our feed today. The White Rabbit Telegram. Told y'all, this is fixing to blow your minds. Now, this is why this bothers me so much, not because I'm Catholic, but because I actually donated my time. I graduated high school. I was in college. I was going through a rough patch. So I decided to start doing service work. I looked all over Baton Rouge. I couldn't find anything that was technically safe or something that I felt like was me giving back. But I ran across a Mother Teresa abused mother-child home. So this was a place where women who were getting away from, being abused by their partners could safely go. And only women were allowed in this building. We had to do all of the work. I remember one time they needed to let these two men that worked for the Vatican in to fix, it was some kind of electrical problem. And the nuns ushered all of us behind doors and locked us in until they left. But I would go on Saturdays and Sundays after church, and I would spend hours at this Mother Teresa facility in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I would scrub floors. I would take care of babies. I would help cook food. It didn't matter what it was. And I did that for a couple of months. And so I always had a special place in my heart for Mother Teresa because the nuns in this nunnery wore the white garb with the blue stripe. They were all really small women, but they did such good. At least I thought they did. Okay, so the investigation started in 2018 under Trump's watch. Now, I will say this. With everything I'm bringing out, I am still very thankful that President Trump has done an amazing job returning unaccompanied minors that were child trafficked across our southern border. Over 30,000 of them have been returned to their countries of origin and to their families. Also, more child trafficking stings get done under Trump, including the DNA at the southern border, which Biden stopped, right? And then Trump initiated back again. But this investigation started under Trump's watch. Mother Teresa's charity investigated for child trafficking. This was July 17th, 2018. All right. Now, the Mother Teresa and Anthony Fauci connection. You guys, I'm telling y'all, this is so deep. All right. Atheist Christopher Hitchens broke the story in 1994, claiming that Mother Teresa was not the saint she claimed to be. Her houses of the dying were cesspools of death and agony. Her own Catholic order has been involved in multiple child trafficking scandals, yet she remains the epitome of what it means to be a saint, and no one can deny it, much like Helen Keller or Anne Frank. Outside of her third world death cult, Mother Teresa carried dubious business connections, which included The baby Doc Duvay, the Haitian dictator, savings and loan criminal Charles Keating, and Robert Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's child sex trafficking partner, Gazelle Maxwell's father. Mother Teresa opened her home for infant children in Washington, D.C. with none other than Hillary Clinton. This orphanage was closed quietly in 2012.
A staff member and two nuns have been arrested, and they've been accused of the fact that they were selling newborn babies for as less as 40,000 rupees.
The charity is one of the world's biggest.
Do you know how much money you have in the Missionaries of Charity?
Countless.
So you're not sure what the figure is?
No.
Does anybody know?
Nobody knows. God knows. It is He's the banker, He supplies.
There's a huge controversy now after the Ministry of Home Affairs did not renew the foreign donation, the foreign contribution license for the Missionaries of Charity. That, of course, is the charity founded by Mother Teresa.
The more we dig up truths buried in the fabric of our culture, the more we realize how inverted reality truly is. Similar to the phenomenon that happens with eye vision and perceived reality, our retinas receive images or light as inverted. And then our brain corrects this. Experiments have been done where a person wore inverting glasses, and within hours, their brain adjusted and it became their new normal. Once removed, everything appeared inverted again, but this time without the glasses. A similar phenomenon is happening now within the global awakening. We are putting on shades, likened to the film They Live, allowing us to see the inversion within our society's structure of power. They are boogeymen. It's the Wizard of Oz. Hidden within churches, priests, popes, presidents, and politicians, the public is awakening to the very fact that many whom we've idolized are starting to fall. Some of the world's biggest idols of our time have in fact been inverted, perverted, and outright twisted, using their fame as a shield, hiding their darker selves behind it. From Bill Cosby.
It's long-forgotten video of Bill Cosby, and he can't take his eyes off Sofia Vergara.
Men look at you, and they think only of sin.
To Jimmy Savile.
So, ladies and gentlemen, all we can say is good night from all of us here at the top of the pops, and it's number one time, and of course, if you believe me now, it's from the one and only Chicago.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble, all this information is new, but it's time that this comes out into the open.
Barack Obama.
You're killing us. Agent, sit down. Agent, sit down.
I will link that. It's over an hour long. So that just gave you a taste of it, right? So there's a Bible verse that says, blessed are the eyes that see, and blessed are the ears that hear. May we all know the truth. All right. Allie Carter is on target when she said not to trust Child Protective Services, the hotline, the feds, the judges, etc. She knows firsthand that Riverside County Child Protective Services were transporting the children to these parties, which makes CPS the supplier. Pay attention and you'll see that organizations created to help children are also the organizations that are trafficking the children. They never stood a chance. President Obama used his position with the help of John Walsh, who was the spokesperson for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, to traffic children under the guise of #SavingChildren. How does a woman like Laura Silsby, who has been arrested, convicted, and jailed for the kidnapping of 33 children in Haiti, be giving advice, a VP of marketing position for a company that issues Amber Alerts for children who go missing or are kidnapped? It's because Bill and Hillary Clinton stepped in immediately and got her sentence reduced. The Clintons are at the center of this, and I can't say it without getting kicked off, guys, but you can see the word, trafficking ring. And Silsby's lawyer was later arrested for leading a human trafficking ring. Walt Disney, there's that word, attracted to children, yet he created a place where parents take their children on vacations. Disney hires the P's. Disney abused child actors. Disney cruises visit Epstein Island. Disney knew Epstein was yet they buried the story. Disney knew Bill Clinton visited the E Island more than 26 times. Disney knew Hillary was running. David Straight, who worked on 2 presidential task forces, explains how Obamacare was created for one reason and one reason only, and that is to facilitate child trafficking. I'm not sure how that's going to work, you guys. How Obamacare facilitates child trafficking. What? How? Does anybody have an idea? Also, agencies like CPS, the judicial system, the hospitals, and the police, all of which are supposed to be in place to protect us, were designed to be the operators of it. Okay, so let's...
His doctoral degree.
Former State Senator Nancy Schaefer and her husband Bruce were found dead today.
I'm convinced without a shadow of a doubt that the parents across this country need to be warned of the dangers of the Child Protective Services nationwide.
Tonight, GBI crime scene investigators are at her Northeast Georgia home.
Department of Child Protective Services has become a protected empire.
They're searching for clues that might tell them
it's built on taking children and separating families.
What led to the sudden and violent deaths of Miss Schaefer and her husband?
A family is going to have to be destroyed in order for the one world government to completely develop.
Preliminarily looks to be a murder-suicide.
Children are being taken away from their parent in a ruthless kind of behavior.
How do you pay Child Protective Service? It's maybe only by closing it completely and starting over at the beginning with pro-family values.
Appreciative of you getting that bill through in this tough economic time.
Added an additional 100 U.S. Marshals to focus on this issue. We went from 300 to 400. The problem, as you well know, is you've got 150,000 sex offenders out there that these U.S. Marshals have to chase down.
My name is Yeshua. I'm 15 years old, and I have been a child sex slave since age 7. I am the great-great-grandson of Levi Stanmore. He graduated from Harvard 36 years out of slavery, even though he was forced to learn from the hallways. He received his doctoral degree and became the first black chaplain in the U.S. Army. His saying was, "It's not what they do to you in America, it's how you respond." This is my film, and it's 100% true.
I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American...
I won't be able to show this on YouTube, you guys. It's linked. Former FBI chief turned whistleblower Ted Gunderson explains how 2-, 3-, and 4-year-olds were kidnapped from foster homes and orphanages, then flown to D.C. for parties. Mother Teresa was a child trafficker, funneling millions of dollars to the Vatican. Mother Teresa's connections include, we went over all them, right?
First on the list is Baby Doc Duvalier, the Haitian dictator responsible for many crimes against humanity. She also accepted money from the British publisher Robert Maxwell who, as was later revealed, embezzled €450 million from his employees' pension funds. And yes, Robert Maxwell is the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's child sex trafficking partner. Another shady companion of Teresa's was Charles Keating. Teresa produced a character statement in the Charles Keating case, where Keating was charged with fraud following high-profile business failures. Keating had donated millions of dollars to Mother Teresa and had lent her his private jet when she visited the United States. Keating's convictions were thrown out on appeal, as was a summary judgment. Keating later pled guilty to 4 counts of wire and bankruptcy fraud and was sentenced to time served. Teresa also supported Liceo Gelli's nomination for the Nobel Prize in Literature. Gelli was known for being the head of propaganda du Masonic Lodge, which was implicated in various murders and high-profile corruption cases in Italy, as well as having close connections with the neo-fascist Italian social movement and the military junta who ruled during Argentina's last dictatorship. Just when you don't think it could get any more obvious, in June of 1995, it is known that Mother Teresa opened the DC-based Home for Infant Children with none other than Hillary Clinton. Consider what we know Hillary has done with children. I'll let you connect the dots.
Sickening, isn't it? Now, this is what I was talking about with Boys Town. I almost did a whole separate video on this a while back. You've never heard of Larry King. He was an up-and-coming Black Republican. And he would take boys from a place called Boys Town Orphanage in Omaha, Nebraska. And he would fly them into Washington under the guise of a special DC trip for kids. George Bush Sr., Dick Cheney, and White House Chief of Staff John Sununu would stand in line to greet the children and their caretakers as they came to the vice president's home in the White House for their specially invited tour. In reality, all of these children were being done this. And there's a lot of information to back that up. In my interview with Jeffrey Epstein survivor Juliette Rose Bryant, she discusses how the first time she flew on Epstein's plane, the Lalata Express, to his pedo island, Little St. James, she was with Sarah Killian and Andrea Metrovoff, who worked for the Clinton Foundation. Juliet thought she was being brought to the U.S. for her modeling career. When she got on E's plane, she did not know he was a P and a sex trafficker who would repeatedly assault her, threaten her, and conduct abhorrent experiments on her in his New Mexico home, the Zorro Ranch. Andrea and Sarah cruelly laughed at her when they watched E grope her on his plane, which left her terrified and in fear that he would kill her. I'm telling you guys right now, the Zorro Ranch, okay, and some of us we've kind of like tapped into this once or twice in New Mexico. They were actually harvesting eggs from these women. And I firmly believe that they were creating children who would not have social security numbers, who would not have birth certificates, children that no one would look for if they went missing. It's heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking. All right. People are waking up. Yes, they auction the children through the milk box cartons. The National Human Trafficking Hotline phone number goes back to the Clinton Foundation and Laura Silsby.
Of a milk carton. Really wild theory. Theory that's so crazy, it's really messing with my head. To all my fellow Gen Xers and above, you remember when we were kids, you'd see all the missing children on the back of a milk carton?
Yes.
So there's a theory out there, now this is just for entertainment purposes only, there's a theory out there that all those kids on the back of the milk carton weren't missing children, those were children that were up for auction. would tell you their age, show you their picture, their height and weight, and then there was always a reward that was offered. Apparently, that wasn't a reward. That was the cost of each child if you wanted to bid on them. Now, again, this is just a theory that I heard, which really blew my mind. Can you imagine if this was true or real? How crazy would that be? What do you guys think about this theory? Really wild theory. Theory that's so crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. Ron, as a Christian, I was also struck by this. Since then, I'm open to all possibilities. So her entire thing was investigated, you guys. Mother Teresa's order has been caught trafficking children in India. And here it is. June 20th, 1995, Mother Teresa opened up a children's home with Hillary Clinton.
Liz, what is going on? It's a book coming out from a guy that we know has been on the show a bunch. But talk to me about the deeper context of what is coming out now, and we need to come out more with dumping of more files. Liz, you're.
Yeah, as J.D. Vance said, there's a new sheriff in town, and Jorge Bergoglio and the U.S. bishops have walked right into the impenetrable force of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. That's Trump, Vance, Homan, and Bannon. And the receipts are dropping so fast, Steve, it's very difficult to keep on top of it. Let's focus on 2014, when the ecclesial special advisor to Obama, none other than the demon Cardinal Ted McCarrick, was involved in the initial unaccompanied minor children invasion in the southern border. He worked with the Vatican, with the bishops in Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, to flood the southern border with about 60,000 children. We don't know where those 60,000 children went, but it gives me great concern that the mastermind behind this was Obama's ecclesial chief of staff, McCarrick. Imagine a global sexual predator, the architect and managing this entire global mostly from Central America, invasion of unaccompanied minor children. Fast forward, Steve, that happened in 2014. In 2014, the money to the bishops of the United States doubled from 20 million to 45 million so that they could make this happen, this invasion. Now, we are now seeing for the last 20 years over nearly $1 billion going to the U.S. bishops for the unaccompanied minor children program.
But here's my problem. You guys already showed you the connections of the Jesuits to J.D. Vance. I mean, now that Trump's there, it may actually get fixed, but if J.D. Vance gets control, you can hang it up. I need to point this out. By the way, please make sure you hit the like button. You drop me a comment. If you've got any hype points, hype this video. It needs to go viral, you guys. Friends and family, you guys know I'm leaving next week. I'll be going for an entire 6 days in New Orleans with multiple health issues. My husband, we have like angiograms of his brain aneurysm, sonograms of his tumors. We have full body MRIs. If you'd like to donate anything, if you'll add your email to your donation in the memo, I'll make sure to get you our monthly newsletter in exchange for you helping us be able to afford that. Because it's going to kick right before Christmas to spend this much money for these tests and have to stay down there and stuff. Fluoride makes you complacent. Fluoride is the main ingredient in Prozac for a reason. It makes you apathetic. Your problems don't go away. You just don't care about them. Water fluoridation is mass medication. And if you get city water, you have fluoride in your water. This is not a conspiracy anymore about eating human fish. I did a video showing you the KFC videos and eating flesh. People got mad at me. Like, oh, this is just conspiracy. There's only one state that actually makes it illegal to eat human flesh. So if you don't think that this isn't fallen angel, Nephilim technology and demonology in the Luciferian way, they want you to consume human flesh. That's why the Catholic Church has half of the people that go there convinced that communion is actually the blood of Jesus. It's actually the body of Jesus. They have been programming people for generations to consume human flesh.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Might seem kind of gruesome, and kind of is. I'm going to give you a little background of what got me to this position to run this bill. Back in 2019, I heard that Washington State was starting to do human composting, and that disturbed me. I wanted to address this because what I didn't want to see is bags of compost with human bone fragments. I want to stop it getting into the human food supply. I was on a plane this summer, watched a video of some food show, and the three contestants tasted the food and they had to guess what was in it. It was some kind of a sausage, and one of the options they told these people that was in the food was human flesh.
Can you tell us the 3 secret ingredients that might be found in this amazing sausage that you made for us today?
The 3 secret ingredients that might be found in the sausage are fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Are those really the 3 ingredients?
Yeah, fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Is this
separate?
Is it?
And as I said, there's a stigma surrounding this.
We're good. Legal cleared it. We're good. Go on, Brian, please.
All right. Thank you, Kith. Thank you very much. All right, Joe. Fish liver, shark,
or human flesh.
God help you, it better be shark.
All right, 2. What do you think it's going to be?
Shark too.
Shark?
The liver is like too obvious, and I don't think it's human flesh, so I think it's shark.
Chef Keith, can you tell us what is the secret ingredient in this dish?
Yes, I'm afraid you're both wrong. It is human flesh.
No.
Whoa.
That's not okay. That's not all right.
The way our society's going and the direction we're going, this is going to be normalized. There's only one state in the union that it is illegal. Cannibalism is illegal, and that is Idaho.
People don't want to hear the truth. The truth is bitter, but we have to swallow it.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Right, one last thing. The sky over Houston turned into hundreds of waves, and the animals felt it first. A viewer said his pets were restless all day. When he finally stepped outside, the entire sky was lined with perfectly spaced ripple waves, like the atmosphere was vibrating. Look at that. There's the chemtrail, that's what they call it. But if you Google that, if you Google chemtrail, friends and family, all right, I'm going to tell you it's a conspiracy theory. You have to look up stratospheric atmospheric spraying. Look at that. That's not natural, you guys. There's the one before it. Look at that. That is being done through some form of heart radio waves. It's definitely frequency. Now I know. We've been talking about some like very deep stuff on this channel, but I did not have time to adequately research any information while I was having the baby, because I don't do this when I have my godchild. When he's here, Sam's focused on him because he was adopted when he was a baby by it's actually his great aunt, but he thinks it's his grandma. And so when Stephen and I have him, that is time for him to be part of a normal family where he's got the mom, dad figure, the grandma, grandpa kind of figure. We take him to eat and we just work on, table manners and being a family and thank you and please and being helpful on the farm and having, chores. That it's like just giving him the idea of structure. And every time I have him, I always pray that it's enough. that if that's the last time that I get him, or something happens to Stephen and I, that we've made such an impact in his life that he realizes that there is more in life, because life for him was extremely hard the first 3 years until she got him. But we've been getting him going on 4 years now, and he's absolutely the apple of my eye. So the reason you got a video more like this than, how I normally do it is because I simply didn't have time, but I did want to pop on and share what I found about Mother Teresa, because that affects me. Like, I gave so much of my time and money, actually donated to that place. And to realize now some of those women, some of those children I was helping may have ended up worse off. I don't know. But I do know that Jesus is going to come back any day now. And I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. We gonna be on the winning side. Come on, y'all. All right, friends and family of the internet, I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, folks.